So India-Canada ties that have now hit a new low, with India launching a diplomatic strike against Canada and the Trudeau government, where India has decided to recall its High Commissioner in Canada, Sanjay Kumar Verma, and other diplomats whom Canada sought to link with Khalistani terrorist Nijjar's killing. Now, in a strongly worded statement issued after India summoned Canada's envoy yesterday, the Ministry of External Affairs has called the baseless targeting of Indian diplomats as unacceptable and said it has no faith in Trudeau government's commitment to ensuring their safety. In a second diplomatic strike, as India has also expelled 6 Canadian diplomats, asking them to leave India by 19th of October 2024. This action comes in the backdrop of Canada in an official communication declaring Indian High Commissioners and other Indian diplomats as persons of interest in Nijjar killing case. India, meanwhile, has strongly rejected Trudeau government's allegation, calling them as baseless and politically motivated.
देखिए, जैसे ही आप किसी राजनयिक के बारे में ये कहेंगे, उसको हम किसी न किसी जुर्म में तफ्तीश में लेकर के आएंगे, तो फिर उसका उस देश में रहना बिल्कुल बेमानी हो जाता है। वो वहाँ पर फंक्शन ही नहीं कर सकता। इसलिए मेरे ख्याल उचित बात तो यही थी, और भारत के पास कोई विकल्प भी नहीं था बनस्बत इसके कि उनको वापस बुला लिया जाए। तो मेरे ख्याल हालात जो हैं वो बद से बदतर ही हो रहे हैं, और अब हालात इतने बिगड़ गए हैं कि अगर ट्रूडो कल ना भी रहे सत्ता में, तब भी मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये हालात बिल्कुल इमीडिएटली वापस नॉर्मलाइज हो जाएंगे।
India's government has decided to withdraw from Canada, not just the High Commissioner, but also some of the other diplomatic personnel who are being called persons of interest. So I think the fact is that we cannot trust their safety, security in Canada to the Canadian government anymore, and that's why we are withdrawing them. I think that is the right decision, because this matter has gone on too long, and I'm afraid that the current government of Canada is pushing the relationship to new lows, to levels which we have never seen so low before.
Relations between Canada and India are very much frozen right now. There is no point in keeping diplomatic presence there, one. And secondly, importantly, the security and life and safety of our diplomats in Canada can be under threat. So as any right-thinking nation, I think we do not want our diplomats, who are our public servants, to be exposed to any dangers in a foreign land. So I think that's how we should look at it. But the government of Canada should have been aware that this is what India would be going to do. So they've precipitated this situation.
Canada, however, continues to whine and peddle lies. It has made series of sensational allegations against the government of India and the Indian diplomats, but till now has failed to furnish even a shred of evidence whatsoever to substantiate its claims. And in a new sensational claim, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Commissioner, in a press briefing, alleges that the Lawrence Bishnoi group is targeting pro-Khalistani elements at the behest of the government of India. Went on to also say that the agents of the government of India are using organized crime elements to target pro-Khalistani individuals specifically. Listen in to this fresh charge that has been made by Canada, for which no evidence that has been put forth.
What we've seen is there's specific targeting of pro-Khalistan elements in Canada, or members of the pro-Khalistan movement. What we've seen is from an RCMP perspective, is the use of organized crime elements. And I will say and it's been publicly attributed and claimed by one organized crime group in particular, which is the Bishnoi group. So that's what we're seeing here in Canada. And we believe that that group is connected to agents of the government of India.
So right in the middle of escalating diplomatic row, the Congress has said it expects Prime Minister Narendra Modi will take the leader of the opposition in both houses of parliament and the leaders of other parties into confidence on the issue, calling the situation as extremely sensitive and delicate. Echoing the same sentiment as TMC MP Sarkar Ghosh has also said the opposition leader should be immediately taken into confidence. So this is a development that has now come to light as far as in a tit-for-tat response that has also been given amid this move that only indicates a deepening of rift, as New Delhi said that their envoy, which is Sanjay Kumar Verma, who was former ambassador to Japan and Sudan, who was a career diplomat, and saying that the accusations that Canada has made against him were ludicrous and deserve to be treated with contempt. Now, amid deepening India-Canada rift, let's tell you about the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, who still remains defiant, digging in his heels, giving a new statement, repeating the old charge, as right after India reads the Riot Act, Trudeau sheds tears for a terrorist, which is Nijjar.
And the protection of our citizens is paramount. That's why, when our law enforcement and intelligence officials began pursuing credible allegations that agents of the Government of India were directly involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, on Canadian soil, we responded. CMP Commissioner stated earlier, they have clear and compelling evidence that agents of the Government of India have engaged in and continue to engage in activities that pose a significant threat to public safety. This includes clandestine information gathering techniques, coercive behavior targeting South Asian Canadians, and involvement in over a dozen threatening and violent acts, including murder.
So we have Rishabh joining us, who will break down the details for us. Rishabh, good morning. So when it comes to safeguarding, when it comes to a terrorist like Nijjar, Canada is ready to risk its diplomatic relations with India.
Well, let's talk about what has happened in Canada and why has Canada gone to this extent. Remember, 2025 is the election year in Canada. Justin Trudeau, his popularity rating is all-time low. NDP has decided to part ways from Justin Trudeau, and Justin Trudeau to understand that he needs further more vote bank support to ensure that he returns to power in 2025, which by far what experts say is very, very unusual that he'll be returning to power. That is something that everyone is looking at. But doing this, Justin Trudeau believe that a vote bank, and when I say a vote bank, it means that a vote bank which is anti-India, which is pro-Khalistan in a way, which has been traditionally the vote bank of NDP, the National Democratic Party of Jagmeet Singh. Trudeau wants that vote bank to shift to Liberal Party that will boost his prospects to return to power in Canada, and that's the reason the domestic politics is actually behind the allegations and the whole diplomatic row between India and Canada. Canada and Canadian Prime Minister has literally, sacrificed the long-standing diplomatic ties between India and Canada for his domestic goals.
Well, that seems to be, as far as the situation, that seems to be developing because India has made it clear that in an atmosphere of extremism and violence, the Trudeau government's actions endangered the safety of the Indian diplomats and the High Commissioner, and the government thereafter has decided to withdraw its High Commissioner to Canada and other targeted diplomats and officials, and a tit-for-tat response has also been done by India. Rishabh, for the moment, thank you very much for joining in. Let's